We are ready for Sayonara Wild Hearts with moonblazewolf. So take it away, Blaze.
All right. Hey, everybody. Good morning. I hope everybody's ready for a nice wake up here. We're going to be playing a fun music and rhythm game, Sayonara Wild Hearts. It is one of my favorite games. And we'll talk about the category in the game as we get going here. You can think of this as a speed run. You can think of this as a showcase. It's kind of up to you. I don't really care. I just want to play this game and hopefully do really, really well. Going through it, hopefully with no deaths. And I'm joined by someone who is far better at this game than me, but is very gracious and helps out with not only commentary, but the lore, and that is my friend Calame. So good morning, Calame.
Hey, Blaze.
And I think we'll just go ahead and get into it. But before I do that, there's one thing I need to do. Then I'll be ready. Hold on. All right, cool. There we go. All right. So let's get started. I'll count it down from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So I'm doing a special challenge category for you all because I'm just going to be honest, this game is basically an auto-scroller, but it's a wonderful, beautiful auto-scroller with fantastic music. So in order to make things a little bit more interesting for everybody, I am going to be getting the highest standard score, which is the gold score. Think bronze, silver, gold. And then once you unlock a certain achievement in the game, there is a 4th score called wild, but we won't be going for wild ranks because a lot of them are pretty ridiculous to get. But gold rank isn't bad, so it'll be a lot, and that's actually something that you all donated for as well, so I just want to say thank you to that. Let's keep those donations coming for the rest of the marathon for able gamers. But these first 2 stages are basically kind of letting you get into the game. You can't actually die in either of these first 2 stages, so I think it's probably a good time to kind of talk about the mechanics and what's going on. Calame, do you want to explain kind of like the scoring system?
Yeah, great. So most of the scores in this game are based on combos. Every time we collect a little heart, each successive heart is worth 1 more. Every time we collect a big heart, each successive heart is worth 25 more. And a lot of the scores are like that. So it's very important for us not to die if we want to have a good score, because dying is going to reset our combo when we respawn. Otherwise, there's some style points and other minor points, but especially for gold rank, all of the points that we really need are coming from these little hearts and the combos.
Yeah, I will be going for a lot of the coins as well, though. There's actually only 1 coin in the entire run that I'm not going to go for because it's on a level where I don't need it. So, and some of those are in pretty like tricky, maybe hidden places that you wouldn't necessarily expect to find them. So I'll do my best to call out some of those tricky coins as well as we're going along, because some of them are actually fairly notorious in the community. So, oops, I missed that one, but it should be fine. But yeah, like you were kind of talking about the scoring system, and I always like to think about it as, you know, a little bit like Guitar Hero, right? Like you got your streaks, and if you miss a note, you lose your streak. Although it's specifically with dying in this game. It's not if like I miss a heart or something like that. So there's that. The game is also broken up into 5 worlds, and each of them is kind of like distinctive in the way they look, and there's also bosses for each of the 5 worlds. So we're gonna meet the first bosses of the game, and I know a lot of the lore and some of that interesting stuff is kind of tied up in the bosses. So do you wanna preview a little bit of that?
Yeah, sure. So the story starts in this fantasy world when death comes through the world and steals all of the harmony and seals it in the hearts of herself and her minions. So we're gonna come find the first minions and try to break their hearts to restore harmony to this world. Meanwhile, our protagonist is the Fool. She's gone through a lot of heartbreak, and a butterfly from this world visited this girl whose heart was broken and transformed her into the Fool so that she could come and restore the harmony to this world.
So far, so good. This is the first stage. We'll see kind of like some quick time events. It's not essential that I get perfect on all of these, but in terms of like a speed run, you can kind of think about them as like an arc. There's like a front end and a back end. I want to make sure that I stay on the front side of the arc. I can either get an okay, which is worth 50 points, a good, which is worth 100 points, or the perfects are worth 250. So the perfect is like right in the middle, and then you can get a good on either side, and then an okay on either side of that. So it does. Ideally, I want to get the good on the front half of the quick time event. But if I get a perfect, that's obviously fine as well. So, but I typically won't go for perfects in this run unless I know maybe like I missed something that I wanted to get, and I'm kind of like behind on score. So.
These dancing devil levels are so stylish.
They're all very cool. I have a special place in my heart for World 2 as well, although this run, I would argue World 2 is actually the hardest part of this run, so we get a little bit more like peace and tranquility and just kind of enjoying the game and the music, and then like it's gonna be serious time for me at least pretty quick. Y'all can keep enjoying everything, but it's gonna get pretty serious for me, and we'll see. I'll talk about a couple levels specifically where if I was just playing any percent, or what we in the Sayonara Wild Hearts community consider any percent, there's a couple levels where it's basically just like I could put the character in the middle of the screen and just kind of go refill my coffee or something and come back, and that would be fine. But in gold ranks, I have to go for like so much. It's almost it's like playing a completely different game. So stuff like that is part of the reason why I'm really glad we met the incentive, because it just is going to make the run quite a bit more interesting from a technical perspective. Although obviously, regardless of what I'm doing, you get to enjoy all the awesome animation and music and things like that, so. I also just want to do a quick shout out to the game in general. This game is fantastic. It's really easy to get. It's actually 50% off, I believe, right now on most of the distribution platforms, at least for PC. I know it is right now. It's out on PC, Xbox, Switch, and PS4, as well as Apple Arcade if you feel so inclined to play this game on your phone. So,
yeah, that's an absolutely great purchase. I think it's an hour long, but it's a ton of fun, and I can guarantee you can always use more dance fighting in your life.
Nothing has made me happier, honestly, in pretty much my entire time speedrunning than I've gotten to introduce so many people to this game that might not have seen it otherwise, and I still just I just randomly see people raving about it on Twitter and stuff like that, where it's just like, oh my god, you got to play this amazing game. So yeah, this game never gets old for me. I never get tired of playing it, and it's a pretty short game. So like, how many games do you have that like are about an hour to 2 hours long that you could honestly say that about? I mean, I can't think of any.
Marching Fishes says, this is the coolest game to ever exist, trust me. I might trust you on that.
Trust the Marching Fishes. They will never lead you astray.
Donations in here, please?
Yeah, go for it.
Got a $3 donation from Pixel Bear saying, best way to wake up, a coffee, amazing week, awesome game, and a good cause. Happy Friday, Blaze, and keep on donating, everyone.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Pixel Bear. I think Pixel Bear actually did a big donation last night that took care of most of unlocking this category for the marathon, so thank you so much for that continued support of Able Gamers.
Wow, thanks for that. And shout out to Marching Fishes in the chat, who is an incredible score runner and holds some world records, and to Dan, who's Sayonara's #1 super fan.
I can attest to that. Go ahead, Gambit, sorry.
I've got another $20 donation from Anonymous. It says, love to every Wild Heart, the folks who are pushing the world record stage, the people who are finding their new TVs, to every new Wild Heart playing the game for the first time. And I've got another $25 from Firebird Lover. It says, I will donate another 25 if play season long to the Twin stage.
To which stage?
The Stereo Lovers.
Okay, we can do that.
Gotta sing some Mine, I think.
I can do that. I did actually, when I was doing my last warm-up run yesterday, I was telling my chat, like, if you want to donate a bunch of money and request a song, who am I to deny that? So I think we can do that. Oh, I should probably split. All right, so that was the end of World 1. Now we are off. Well, there's like these interludes between each world, but after this we will be off to the Scary Forest.
Oh, Blaze, I see that you've cleared YOLO on the save file.
Yes, it took me way too long, but that's just because I wasn't like super. It wasn't like a super priority for me, but I did finally do it. And why did I just like dodge that coin for no reason? But anyway, we're just talking. It's cool.
Yeah, brilliant work. YOLO is not easy. There's so many very easy places to die, and you're making this look really simple.
Well, thank you. Just so, oh my gosh, I missed that one too. It's fine. We are almost done with the levels that have like very generous gold rank requirements. After this, it's like I actually can't afford to miss stuff like that. But do you want to kind of like explain what YOLO mode is to people, just in case they don't know what that means?
Yeah, sure. Yep. So YOLO mode is kind of that's where post-game content begins. This game has an album arcade where you can play through the whole game and get a score. And there's some achievements associated with that. And then there's YOLO, where if you die one time, the game is over. So you have to keep your, 45-minute game going without hitting a single tree.
I guess it is fairly self-explanatory. But yeah, trees. Here comes Tree Coin. Good morning, Tree Coin.
Nice, Tree Coin.
Thank you. Tree Coin is very notorious.
I see Tree Coin in chat. Nice.
I was hoping someone would start spamming Tree Coin in chat. This game has just an amazing community, and I love that there's just this like common love of the game that we all share, whether we're more on like the speedrunning side of it or the score attack side of it. And it's just really great to see. I jumped over that coin too. It's the talking, but yeah, we're doing fine. It's just great to see like people love this game for so many different reasons, and it comes out in all these different ways, and I just love that about it. I should say really quickly before I forget, this next level is like, this whole game probably deserves a visual effects warning, but this next level in particular is one of the worst. So if you have a hard time with strong visuals, you should probably just look away for about 45 seconds. Some days I wish I could.
This is the level I just scored my 2 million sum of bests, I think, last week.
Nice. Alright, good news, we only have to do it once.
That ending cutscene is one of my favorites.
This one is, yeah. Surprise wolves.
Gold rank.
Hey!
Okay, so this next stage, this is probably the hardest stage on all gold ranks, so I'm gonna really focus hard for this, and hopefully get it the first time. If I don't, it might honestly not even be my fault. I'll let Calumet kind of talk about the level while I focus on clearing it here.
Yeah, this is definitely the hardest stage. So these wolves move around a lot. They give you a comboing amount of points per kill, so a score can be really variable. And it's so easy to just drift into a wolf and die. You need to be really active in order to get a high score on this level. So this level is absolutely kind of the hardest in terms of meeting the score requirements, either for gold or for wild rank especially. In fact, wild rank is the hardest achievement in the game, including post-game content.
It's just like, I don't know, there's just so many moving parts, and the score requirement is also just like very high. We got it first try.
Beautiful.
Oof. Feel better now. Except this next stage is also one of the hardest ones in the run. But it's like for totally different reasons.
Yeah, there's a lot that can kill you in this stage, so the joke is the YOLO experience is listening to the album up to this point and then just repeating it over and over.
Yeah, in terms of just like randomly dying, you can probably randomly die most easily on this level. It's very narrow. One of the things that's really cool about this game is there's all these different mechanics that the game manages to pull off, and it's all just with like basically the 4-way directional inputs and then like one button input. Like that's all I ever press in this game. Oh, I missed that coin. That's okay. But they just squeeze like all of this creative gameplay and like different experience out of just this really simple control scheme. And on this level, probably the most like confounding part of this is the camera, because the level itself is pretty narrow relative to a lot of the other ones. And if you're kind of riding along the wall, the camera will actually try to like push you back away from it. It'll move you away from the wall. So like the way the control scheme feels on this level is like pretty unique, I would say.
And the first person view here is so much more subtle than it looks. These are very small motions to stay alive.
Yeah, I'm just like gently tapping like my directionals left and right to kind of keep myself lined up with where I want to be. And it's just, there's not a lot of room for error. It's also a very long level.
So I do run this game blindfolded, and this is absolutely one of the funnest levels to blindfold, because everything is a music cue.
You have an interesting definition of fun, Calame. That does sound super, like, yeah. I mean, just imagine blindfolded runs of this game, and yeah, it's pretty much as awesome as it sounds. All right, we're gonna get out of this though.
Nice detonite.
Thank you. All right, and now we got the climb coming up here. This would probably be another good time for some donations if we have any more. Thank you, Sega Star. I think after this stage, I'm going to pause for just a second and boost Gambit on Discord. I want to make sure that those donations get heard. So this stage is pretty tight scoring wise. There is a coin there that I don't go for, but it's because 10,000, you can always just like clear it by just a little bit. It's not too bad. So, all right, I'm going to lose audio for just a second here and boost Gambit a little. All right, Gambit, how does that sound?
I don't know. Chad will have to tell me how I sound.
Oh, that sounds perfect now. Okay, let's keep going. Feel free to, if you want to reread that donation as well, because I think maybe it didn't, I don't know if it didn't come through super well, but go for it if you want to.
I think Chad's been saying that I've been a little soft, so I'm going to reread the last couple just to get everybody out there.
Yeah, sounds good.
We had Pixel Bear with $50 saying, best way to wake up, coffee, amazing beats, awesome game, good cause, happy Friday Blaze, and keep on donating everybody. We had the anonymous $20 one saying love to every Wild Heart, to the folks who are pushing world records daily, to the people who are finding their new PBs, to every new Wild Heart playing the game for the first time. We have Firebird Lover with the $25 donation saying he'll donate another $25 if you sing along to the Twin stage. And then that $5 donation from Segastar saying, hey Moonblaze, happy to see you running this marathon too. Good luck on this one.
Perfect. Because we are one level away from that one that Firebird wants us to sing. I'm gonna rope Calame into this unless you don't want to, Calame.
Oh ho ho. What am I singing?
I think we're gonna sing along with mine a little bit.
All right, enjoy me being out of sync, but this sounds great.
How about I'll sing along with, well, I don't know if that's a good idea. I was gonna say I could sing along with you, but that would like, you know, I should just sing, because yeah, you're gonna be like have some latency issues, so you're free.
All right, up to you. I can sing or not sing.
We'll make it work.
We always do.
Just quick shout out to this stage. This is like, when you're first playing the game casually, this is probably another stage that like really confounds people. I don't know why I didn't go for that coin again, but it's cool. It's because I'm talking and I'm having a good time. But yeah, like, this stage is incredibly challenging, I think, for a lot of people when they first start playing the game casually. Just follow the beat. I don't even like look at the stage that much anymore. I just listen along and sway to the music here.
The first time I played this game, I was glued to the screen wondering, okay, what's the gimmick in the next level? What's the gimmick in the next level? And then I hit this level and mind was just blown.
Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely do that. All right. This is the boss level of World 3. This is mine, and see if we can do a little singing here. I'm gonna get into it a little bit first, and then maybe we'll sing a couple bars. Yeah, everybody has a favorite song. I think I'll pick it up with the chorus. Your wild heart glitters. Oh, and I died. This is why we don't sing along. No, I'm kidding. I was so focused on the singing. No, we'll get it this time. We'll get the singing and the stage. Mine and mine alone. Your wild heart glitters. Perfectly with all the golden piece of mine. Won't you be my lovely liar? Okay, so also full disclosure, I don't know the words to this song as well as some of the other ones that are more of like favorites. There's a coin back here, by the way.
Nice. What's your favorite?
My favorite is mine. Or, I'm sorry, not mine. Inside. This is mine.
Like many times a deal was made, a decent pact, an honest trade. God, I love this song.
Very nice. Also, shoutouts to Giant Swords.
I always thought that the Sayonara Wild Hearts Discord, when you join it, it should give you the notification of you fit so perfectly here.
That would be great. All right. I was just thinking I should mention that the narrator for this game is Queen Latifah, and that's really cool. All right, this is a stage that always looks really cool if you do it well. You don't have to do it this well to get gold rank, so we'll just go for some style points here, I guess.
This month, people have really figured out optimizations on this stage and essentially grab every available point, and it just looks ridiculous to see the route.
Oh, that's so cool. Can you kind of like go back and forth between the portals to like farm points?
Yeah, there's so many extra portals for extra points.
I figured. Whoops. That's fine. There's a couple more stages that are like pretty tight on points for gold rank, but honestly, for the most part, the hardest ones that way are in World 2, so like my margin for error is a little bit higher now, I would say, with the exception of maybe like 1 or 2 stages. The trade-off is it's easier to die, so there's also that. Or it's still easy to die, I should say.
So mathematically, this car level is now the hardest level in the game. We've been using a metric where we compare the developer scores, which are equivalent to wild rank scores, to the highest score ever achieved. And because of a scoring glitch, this level has the best ratio for how far past the developers you can go. So kind of by the agreed upon metric of how difficult a level is, this level suddenly became, by a crazy fluke, the hardest level in the game mathematically.
Is it because a mechanic changed, or?
Yeah, so when you drift left or right, you get comboing points. We see the points coming out of the wheels here and increasing. And you can actually chain drifts left and right during the fast turns. So if you chain a ton of drifts, you can get a ton of points.
Plus you look really cool.
Yeah, it's a crazy strat, and I think it's almost frame perfect, but it's really neat. Or it's not frame perfect, but you have to move within 1 frame from left to right.
We talked about all like the different mechanics in this game. Honestly, like the car is like my least favorite mechanic in the game. So if it was a cool car, I would totally like get into like trying to do really well at that level. But it's the handling is terrible.
Yeah, casually, hermit levels were kind of my least favorite levels in the game for a long time.
Yeah, we got a couple levels that are coming up here that, again, are just sort of, like, very different than a lot of what you've seen to this point. They're a little bit, like, VR, almost. I think from the cutscene that I skipped, the story is something like we've been plugged into this entity's VR headset, and we're just kind of making our way through, I guess, maybe their brain? I don't know. But, yeah.
So the way that we got into this virtual reality, the hermit cast a spell using the world's tarot card. So I kind of laugh and think of JoJo.
This is the world. Yeah, the tarot cards are kind of, they do a lot of like the symbolic work in this game. Oop, that's the one scary moment of this level, and I got it, so. There's actually a physical deck of tarot cards that exists too that if you are lucky enough to have acquired one somehow, you're probably a Sayonara Wild Heart super fan.
Yeah, those were in very high demand and limited supply.
All right, and now we got this level coming up here. This is another really long level, and again, some pretty unique mechanics.
This level has a ton of points.
Yeah, the more I play, the more aggressively I try to play this level, because the way the point spread works and the fact that the stage is so long. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get that coin. I was a little late getting there. So now I'm probably going to have to survive the final encounter, which is not a gimme. So here's hoping that we can get through this smoothly. This is also one of the few stages where you get to move diagonally, which is kind of interesting for me right now because I've been having some issues with my controller. So here's hoping I don't go like flying off in a random direction unintentionally.
Are we performing this no death skips, or did that change when we hit the incentive?
I still do no death skips. I know that there are some death skips that you can do in this level and a few other levels where you can still get gold rank, but I don't do them.
I discovered if you do absolutely perfect, you can actually do the boss skip, even in wild rank, which is very difficult.
Oh yeah, I bet. So yeah, like, we didn't really talk about the death skips because my original category sort of got overridden by the incentive. But in terms of like speedrun tech, that is like the one mechanic that you can use to speed up the game at various points, because the game allows you to basically skip ahead if you die. I believe I never die, so I don't know how this works, but I assume it's or I've been told, if you die in the same place 3 times, the game allows you to skip ahead.
That's right.
So there are ways that we can, for the speedrun, we can pick very strategic spots, whether it's a score challenge rank or not a score challenge rank, where we can actually die 3 times very quickly and skip ahead faster than if we had just played the game straight up. So that is how you actually speedrun Sayonara Wild Hearts, is death abuse.
Yeah, that's right. And the routing for Zodiac percent or 100%, where you have to do the achievements in the game, which are basically stupid human tricks on various levels, the skips become pretty interesting to route.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who run some of those, like the all riddles category and stuff, and it's pretty interesting to see just all the different things you can do to kind of optimize certain parts of this game. So
Nice world we knew. That's a risky level for losing time.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, there's the main reason that we bumped up the estimate is there are just certain levels where if I take a death beyond a certain point, I will have to restart the level because there's no way I can keep going and salvage the gold rank, and that's basically one of them. So, and I think it's the 2nd or 3rd longest level in the game too, so yeah, pretty glad to be past that one. And now we get to ride on a boat for 1 level, because this game loves to give you just a mechanic for like 1 level and then you never see it again, which is actually kind of cool. There's a coin that is going around this little eddy. Got it.
Yeah, I love how there's usually 1 mechanic per level, although the final boss kind of reuses, I'd say, half of the gimmicks of each level.
Yeah, the game kind of ends, you know, we'll be there fairly soon, but some of these things do get repeated, or they get maybe, whoa, I almost died there. We'll say remixed in certain ways in the final stage, so.
You didn't almost die, you're just going for those risky points.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I meant to do. Yeah, that's another really interesting thing I'm sure about score attack mode and like optimizing scoring is you actually get points for getting close to stuff and not running into it. So, you know, your positioning, I'm sure, matters for a lot of these stages when you're trying to get those ultimate scores. So
yeah, that becomes very difficult. And actually, we found some stuff in the game code that riskies are kind of weird based on the way the game checks them. They're almost non-deterministic, so there's some different strategies for managing them.
I know you and some others have done a lot. I wanted to go on the ceiling there. That's fine. Oh, and now okay. I did that all backwards, so I'm gonna try to keep going forward, but I might have to redo this stage because I really set myself up for I made it really difficult for me to gold rank this stage, I'll put it that way. I basically chose every wrong door during that first part, but You could probably still get it if we don't die.
That's right. This is probably the most complicated level. There's so many different paths to take.
Yeah. I was trying a new route this morning and I got it backwards in my brain, I think, so. But we'll see what happens here. I think I got it. Yep, we got it.
Awesome. Mori actually blindfolded this level with wild rank, which I cannot believe.
For some reason, oh no, it's the next one. There's a couple stages that I randomly have wild rank on, and this is one of them. I must have just got the combos just exactly right. Yeah, we have a bow for this level for the first time, so more new mechanics.
I love how this mechanic is introduced so late, and it's actually used in every level from now on.
Yeah. If I don't kill these skulls fast enough, by the way, they will come flying at me and kill me, so they're not just there for the points, they are a threat. And depending on the amount of time between when I when I shoot things with the bow, I will also get combos. So combos are an important part of getting high score on these stages. I just saw a really cool video of this specific part of this level where someone was able to kill all of those skulls and get the coin and get, I think, all of the hearts as well. So there's just still new stuff. People are figuring out new strategies and new ways to optimize some of these levels for score, and it's just wild. So it's wild. All right, we only have 2 stages left. This one is my favorite song, by the way. This is another level also that at various points has some pretty intense visual effects, so just a heads up again if you are a little bit sensitive that way. I'll try to call out the specific moment where it gets really flashy, but just you're warned now.
Blaze, do I have enough time to read out a couple donations that have come in?
Absolutely, this is a great time for some donations.
We had a little bit of a train going on for your singing.
Oh,
you had
gosh.
$25 from, well, I had to throw some in myself. Bahamut X as well, and Firebird Lover. Bahamut X says, I love music games. It's awesome to see one of the speedrunning marathon. Thanks, Blaze, for showing off that one. So much fun to watch. FBL says, why did I ask Blaze to sing? Tradition mostly. Also, Kalame's voice is butter. Had a $15 donation from Anonymous, no message, and then a $50 donation from Marine Monarch, who says, so rad to see Sayonara Wild Hearts in a speedrun event. Keep up the good work and try not to die, and Wild Hearts never die. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is such an interesting level. Very, I'd say, daunting casually. There's a lot going on, but it's one step at a time and kind of beautiful to watch.
Yeah, this level is like so satisfying to play well.
This was definitely one of my hardest wilds because everything depends on a trick at the very end of the level that's extremely difficult to understand.
This is also very satisfying. We punched the goo out of her, by the way, so yeah. It's a milkshake. Don't worry about it.
Return the harmony. Yeah, mint blueberry, I think.
Sounds about right.
The code for this part has some funny variable names.
Dave, if you don't mind if I point something out real fast, with those last set of donations, we crossed the $2,500 mark and are halfway to setting a new marathon best.
Oh my gosh,
So
y'all
thank
are...
you for everything. We're only 2 days in, and we still got 2 full days left to go. Thank you so much for all your donations. Let's keep them coming for a good cause.
Whether this is your first Midwest Speed Fest or you've been here, you're like a long-time member of the community like I am, there's just something really special going on this weekend. I can't quite put my finger on it, but thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this event and contributing and spreading the word and doing all of that stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Midwest Speed Fest last year, I should just add, was my first ever in-person speedrunning marathon, and the staff are just all incredible. It's been so nice to get to know them all over the last year or so. Bullseye. All right, we are at the final stage, Wild Hearts Never Die. It's kind of like 2 stages in one. We've sort of got like the final boss here, so I'm gonna really be focusing for the first half, and then the second half is a little bit more of like a victory road. So,
yo, I'll donate $10 for the midway cutscene.
For the what? Which cutscene? Oh yeah,
The halfway cutscene.
yeah. I won't skip any cutscenes in this level. That's fine.
Great.
There's some pretty cool stuff that happens in this level, and it's very special. Oops. Oh shoot. Okay, we're still fine. I was trying to fix my sound effects because you actually really need the audio cue for these projectiles, and I unpaused right into one of them, unfortunately, but we're fine.
Good point. That's not a time loss. This level has almost half of the points in the entire game.
Yeah, and for gold rank, it's fairly generous. So if I take an early death, it's not a huge deal. Which is nice because this guy's also pretty deadly. Ooh, I was cutting that a little close there, but we're good. Okay, that is the part where that's like the hardest part for me. I suspect for a lot of people who play this game, they have a hardest phase of this final boss, and the one that's the hardest for me is where he does those 3 projectile shots in a row like that. I've like really had to train my brain how to like move during that part.
That is so easy to die to.
It's one of the few times where it's not RNG, but the game doesn't just like put stuff in the same place every time. So if you kind of get used to that with this game a lot of the time, and when you have to deal with something where it's actually tracking you and like you have to react to stuff, it's pretty difficult actually. All right, so now it is time for the victory lap. And there's still a little bit of work to do, but we are going to free all of these souls with the power of love. And I always encourage my chat, and I'm going to encourage all of you right now to spam some love emotes at the appropriate time. I promise you will know what it is.
So now we're fighting all of the bosses, but they have our own hair. So we're seeing kind of the things we were fighting against. We're really proud of ourselves the whole time.
Yeah.
And we've stopped being the fool and we've become Lorelei, which is a name only known if you look at the code. Gotta love you all. This community has always been insanely positive, and gotta love Midwest also for putting these on and doing such good.
Yeah, and thank you for accepting this run. This game in particular is one of those games where I've met and talked to a lot of people that are just like, this game is extremely special to me, and I think everybody kind of has maybe their own reason. But like, this is legitimately a game that I know for a fact has helped friends of mine when they were like in really dark places, and I just you can't say that about every game and every community. So
hey, you're 3/4 through the level and you only have 120 points. You need 400,000.
it's okay, I think. I'm gonna enlist the help of my friend, the dragon here.
Echo from the beyond.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
And
Yeah.
through the wind, their words soar. From the shards to the broken heart, the real
That is a lot of Moonblaze love. I love it.
Aw, thank you, everybody. Any love emote, all the love emotes are welcome right now. All the love.
now you understand our harmony.
I have a lot more points now. And also I get to kiss a dragon.
That's the real victory.
Right on the snoot.
I teared up when I heard this song for sure.
Yeah. All right, and we are coming up on time. Time will be when the last gold rank message appears. And time. Ooh,
Excellent run.
Long ago, in a
Thank
town
you.
Much like yours,
Yeah, that felt really good.
there was a young woman who fell out of love.
Let things go for just a second here through the credits, because I know we ended just a little bit early.
Here she fell through spirals of sadness and anger until she could not fall any deeper and fell right back into her groove.
Ooh, take those off. Yeah, I had that visual thing going on too. No, that was good. No, seriously, I just want to say thank you again to Midwest Speed Fest for accepting this game and allowing me to run it. Thank you for everybody who donated for the incentive. Thank you to the entire Sayonara Wild Hearts community. It's just an incredible group of people, and I'm so glad that I've met you. Thank you for accepting me into your fold, even though I just like to play this game more like a traditional speedrun and not to like do crazy score attack stuff like I know a lot of you do, and I know a lot of you are way more talented at it than I am, but I still feel like you're equal and your peer, and I always appreciate that. I also just want to quickly say, as someone who is originally from Minneapolis in the Twin Cities, that there's still a lot of awful stuff going on right now, and I don't want to lose sight of the fact that there's a lot of love that's needed in the world right now, and we all have a responsibility to, you know, keep positive and keep pressing for the changes that we need to see. So just really quickly before I go, I just want to say trans rights are human rights, Black Lives Matter, and thank you to everybody who is out fighting for those things. It's incredible to see all of the positive momentum that is going on right now. So thank you for that. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much, everybody.
Well, thank you, Blaze. Thank you, Kame. That was a beautiful run. It was great to watch.
It was a PB, actually, even though I didn't skip those cutscenes at the end, so I guess I did something right.